He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled! His dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. Oh my goodness, Miss Cindy, we have some visitors. Well, hello. This is Holly Claus, and I'm in the living room here at the North Pole. And I'm with Cindy. Cindy's been a friend of mine for a long, long time. How long has it been? I was 3 years old. And that's right, there were no children in the neighborhood. So you were my best friend, weren't you? I think when mommy got you from the store, I think your name was Patsy, but for some reason, your name is now Cindy. I don't know how that happened, but you still have some of my clothes to wear, don't you? You were bigger than me when I first got you, weren't you? I'd like to play with makeup, didn't I? We'd put makeup on all the time. We'd have fashion shows. I remember that night that mommy came in. I turned the dresser over, put the chairs on top of or it was a bookcase. I turned the bookcase over. We were all dolled up. We had furs and necklaces and the high heeled shoes. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. Children just don't know that sound travels, right? We had such good times. Remember on the weekends when we'd go to grandma's house? And mommy would pack a bag for me and I'd pack a bag for you. Cindy had to go with me everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Do you remember? Can I tell him the story? I can? Okay. Well, I remember the time when mommy cut my hair and she said to me, "Don't worry, honey, it'll grow back." My mother was never much of one for having hair. I like my hair very, very long. And you had nice long hair with lots of curls in it too, didn't you? So I remember I put you in the chair and I stood back behind it on my little step stool with the scissors. And you were crying, and I said, "Don't worry, honey, it'll grow back." Can I show them? They're friends. It's okay. And guess what? The front's okay. I know we got to get the back fixed, but mommy did quite the chop job. Mommy's not a beautician. Mommy's not a beautician at all, is she? Well, you get to help me at Santa school, don't you? When we're training all the new Santa Clauses, and you get to sit on the laps and teach them where not to put their fingers, right? Do you remember the time? Oh, we were so little. I must have been, what, maybe 4? I was so sick. And you used to sleep in the bed with me, and I remember Daddy took you out of the bed, didn't he? And he leaned you over in the corner of the room up against the heater, and your tummy went away. It got all smooshed, didn't it? And they had to send you off to the Dolly hospital. And I was not a pleasant child for about 2 weeks because it's the only time we were really apart, wasn't it? When you had to go to the Dolly hospital. And they didn't put in the right size tummy, did they? So now your legs don't work so good because you got to put one leg down and then the other one, and they get smushed because your tummy isn't the right size. Daddy'll never, ever, ever put you in front of a heater again, will he? Well, you know, there's a lot of people out there that like dolls. Dolls are fun. And the elves at the North Pole, they make a lot of wonderful dolls. And through the years, I remember going into the workshop and seeing all the different Yes, we have some of them here. We do. Seeing all the different dollies, and I would get my pick. I'd go, Grandpa, Grandpa, because not everybody knows this, but Santa is my grandpa, isn't he? So I would get to pick my favorite dolly every single year. So should we show them some of the dollies? Let's show them some of the dollies. All right, Miss Cindy, I'm going to have you wait right over here for me, okay, sweetie? Yep. I like it when you wear my clothes. You have a lot of my clothes from when I was little, don't you? All right. Okay. Well, I had to run into the workshop, and these are some of the older dolls, but I wanted to share them with you because some of you might remember these, and some of you might have never seen these before. This, oh, I forgot he's green. Oh my goodness. Well, this is one of the original Elf on the Shelf. I think he's I think he's Elfie's grandpa, huh? But this is one of the elves on the shelf. And I remember when I was little, he would sit up on the shelf, and every single day he would be in a different spot. And when mommy woke me up in the morning, we'd have to go find you, didn't we? And if I was naughty, you could report to Santa, couldn't you? You'd tell Grandpa if I was naughty. Anyway, this is one of the original Elf on the Shelves. He's in a nice green felt outfit with a little red striped apron. And I think he's got a little neck problem now that he's older. But this is from I'm going to guess, the late 50s. Who would know how old I am now, huh? The late 50s into the early 60s. So this is one of the original elves on the shelf, aren't you? What did you tell Grandpa about me? Anyway, the elf on the shelf is still popular today. Children really love them. They're a lot of fun. And now they have elf magic. And elf magic, you can touch the elf magic elves. You can't touch the elf on the shelf. They lose their magic if you touch them. What other dollies do we have? Oh, here's one I know you're going to like. This is an antique Santa Claus. I'm going to get him a little bit closer. I don't know if you can see him. He's got kind of a cotton furry beard. And this is the European style Santa Claus. Uh, Père Noel, Father Christmas, Sinterklaas, and he's wearing, they're kind of really fun boots on a pedestal. And his body sits, you could hide something in there, couldn't you? Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. Merry Christmas. In there it says 1929 from Margaret. And I believe, and we do a lot of believing here at the North Pole, I believe that Margaret is my grandma's sister. Anyway, I'm so glad that this one did not go in the estate sale, but this is an antique Santa Claus, Sinterklaas, Père Noel, Papa Noel, and he's got, I think his hands are made of clay. There we go. This is quite something. He's got a little rope tie on the back and nice little snowy glitter on his suit. The suit is felt, and the tree has definitely seen its better days. Antique Father Christmas. He's in pretty good shape. Here's one I know a lot of you will remember. Oh my goodness, she's in a blue dress. Let's see what happens. Well, this is Holly Hobby. And I think she had a sister, Meg. Anyway, she's got a really fun little dress that we can't see, kind of a patchwork look to it, and a nice little bonnet. And she's in pretty good shape with her little blonde pigtails here in her little bonnet that probably could use some ironing, but she's still got a nice smile on her face. Holly Hobby. How many of you remember Holly Hobby? There was a whole collection of Holly Hobby things, weren't there? Very, very popular. I'm going to guess late 60s, early 70s. Won't tell you why. Late 60s, early 70s. I know somebody probably has the real dates of those Holly Hobbies, but Miss Holly, why don't you sit down with Miss Cindy and wait for me because I've got some guests here in the living room. Thank you. All right, Miss Cindy, you do the babysitting. It's so nice to share some time with you. It's delightful up here at the North Pole. Christmas time is our favorite time. We like all times of the year, but dolls are popular anytime. You know, I went fishing in Alaska with one of my friends a few years back, and I got this doll. She's an Alaskan little Eskimo doll, Alaskan Friends. Not that old, from the 2000s. I think it was 2006. Very beautiful, pretty little dolly. And she's got her little Eskimo boots on. And this looks, I really believe that this is real fur. She's got pretty little beads in her braids, kind of an Indian Eskimo thing, I would think. She's got some beading on her little Eskimo coat here. She's got her moccasins on. Very pretty, very pretty. We keep her kind of covered up just because this is real. This is suede, so it would get dirty or messed up. And then with the fur, don't want the fur to get dusty. Always good to vacuum the fur, though. The fur always gets nice and clean. She's got a nice little hood on the back, so she can put her little hood up when she sees the polar bears coming or the seals. Anyway, isn't she pretty? But this is Alaskan Friends genuine porcelain doll. And I believe I got her in 2006. 2006. Native style doll is handcrafted with genuine porcelain face, hands, and feet, made of the finest qualities by skilled craftsmen, dressed in traditional Alaskan Eskimo style parka, and it will be treasured for many years. That's absolutely the truth, isn't it? She's got beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. She's got a nice smile. She was on the shelf, and I just said, she needs to come home, and I need to love on her. It's so much fun sharing time with you. Who remembers? I'm guessing it had to be the early 60s, maybe 61, 62, when Mary Poppins came out, and my grandma took me to the movie. And when we got home, it was the coolest thing. The fairies had left at Grandma's house. They had left a Mary Poppins doll, and I still have her and wanted to share her with you today. So I guess she's still got her little carpet bag from when she doesn't need the carpet bag right now, but I believe that this is the jolly holiday. It's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. I really like the hat. She's got a pretty little bun in the back of her face. I don't know if she looks very much like Julie Andrews, but she sure is pretty. And I don't know if you can see in the back, there's some little buttons. And on the front, she's got lace and a little button up there. The carpet bag doesn't go with this outfit, but this is probably what I like this dress because it was like a pretty party dress. I believe that the party dress comes with. Do you remember when they were singing in the movie? Comes with the little parasol. Does it open and close? This is one of those things you probably should have an expert. Now, it looks like it's been open for quite a while, but I'll have to work on closing that a little bit later. Little plastic, keep the rain out for sure, won't it? But there's Mary Poppins, and the carpet bag, I'm assuming, goes with this blue dress. Guess what's going on behind me, huh? And you can't see it. But so I guess this was her little dress for when she was doing the spoonful of medicine. Little purple dress. She's got a blue jacket and then a blue and white pinstriped dress. It's a magic dress because it disappears. Very magical. And this doll came with, let me see, I still have the case. It's a blue case. Wait, I just saw it. She has a hat. Guess what color it is? It is. Fun little hat. Anyway, so we'll put that away. That didn't go quite as planned. But I wanted to share something with you. Hang on just a second. Let me go get some more of my friends. Hang on. I'm back. And I brought some of my favorite friends with me. And this started, doll collecting is somewhat of an addiction. Not that any of you would know, but when we love our dollies, we love our dollies. 13 years old in London, we had just gone to the Tower of London. And on the way back to the hotel, my grandma and I stopped in a gift shop, and she told me I could pick something out. And I looked up on the shelf, and there was a beautiful doll. She was in a gold brocade dress with green velvet. And I just fell in love with that dolly. Even though my favorite color is blue, I picked the green one. My grandma's real name was Jane Grey, and the doll that I picked was Lady Jane Grey. And we had just been at the Tower of London where we'd heard the story about Lady Jane Grey, who was the 9-day queen. And she is put away. I put her away. I love her so much. I put her away so good. I can't find her. But I have some of her friends, and I wanted to share those with you. So this is, let me kind of wrap her up here. These are the Peggy Nisbet dolls, and it's a whole collection, a lot of the history of England. And I am a Royals fanatic. When I'm not at the North Pole, I would love to be in London. Anyway, so this is, and I'll bring her a little closer so you can see how pretty her face is. This is Lady Guinevere. She's in a blue dress with a yellow, it's got a little yellow petticoat underneath it and a gorgeous reddish, kind of an orangey red cape. And can you see her little crown? You can see it. She's pretty. She's got the nice little braids. I think she's a little bit more faded, but so Lady Guinevere from Camelot. Love that doll. Why is everyone wearing blue today? I wonder if you can guess who this is. His first name's William. William Shakespeare, you're right. William Shakespeare in his gold cape, and he's got a beautiful brocaded little jacket with a red vest underneath it. He's wearing blue bloomers, and he's got those theatrical tights on. But he sure looks a lot like good old William. To be or not to be? That is the question. I have friends in England that were with the Oxford Cambridge Shakespearean Theatre. I'm still friends with one of them today, but that's William Shakespeare. Wonderful, wonderful writer at the Globe Theatre. Okay, who should I show you next? Someone who's not wearing blue, right? Here is, and this looks a lot like her. I don't think it's as pretty as she was. Not saying she was the most beautiful in the world, but she was a brilliant queen, did so much for her country. I believe she was the one that really got the tradition of the Christmas tree going. This was Queen Victoria, and she ruled from 1819. Well, she was born in 1819 and died in 1901. She did so much for the arts. I'm going to bring her face a little bit closer. Yeah, that close thing doesn't work very well, does it? Anyway, she's got a black dress on and a little sash. I think I need to back it up this way a little bit. She's got a sash, and she was very fond of lace. I think she was a little heavier set than some of the other queens. And she's got the tiara on. And I don't know if that was the tiara that Diana wore in the wedding. I'm huge Diana fan. And Diana in her wedding dress is put away with Lady Jane Grey. And I will have to come back and share that with you later. But anyway, Queen Victoria. Let's move through some of these. I know you can guess who this guy is. Good old, the big old H. I'm Henry VIII. No, not that Henry. Okay. Not from the Hermits, but this is Henry VIII. And it really does, from the pictures that I've seen, supposedly painted of him hanging on walls somewhere in England, but I've seen the pictures. Um, it does look quite a bit like him. I'm thinking that Peggy Nisbet gets an A on this one. What do you think? Very nice doll. He's in red velvet with kind of a fur faux, and he's got a little blue dress on, and he's wearing his tights. Maybe they're jeggings, lycra jeggings, spandex or something. He's got his little jewel on, and his little fingers are painted as if he had his big old rings on. And let's see the dates. These are not the dates that he ruled. These are the dates that he was. He was born in 1491 and died in 1547. So he wasn't that old, but really made an impression, especially on some of his wives. And I do have some of them, but didn't want to go into a lot of that. Here's a couple pretty ones. Of course, what color is she wearing? She's wearing blue. But this is Marie Antoinette, 1755 to 1793. Lord in heaven. She's got a magic dress too. I think you can tell a little bit that it's blue. And she's got very fancy hairdo. She's got a little poofy thing. I think it works better back here. Some feathers in her hair with a poofy wig. I think they would have had to move the little braid off with her head. Let them eat cake, right? Beautiful doll, beautiful dress. And she's all about the eyelashes, too. Can't ever have enough eyelashes. So, Marie Antoinette, you go wait over there with Henry. Now, don't get into trouble. Henry, you be good. Here's another one of our beautiful women, and I believe she was one of the. Oh, the story of the champagne glass. Does everyone know where the champagne glass came from? Come back here. Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette liked champagne. Maybe I shouldn't tell the story, but I'm sure she'd had a little bit too much of it one day, and she had them sculpt a glass that was molded after her voluptuous bosom. There we go. It's still a family show. So, anyway, Marie Antoinette, decadent party girl of the 18th century. I really should know British history a little bit better, but this is Madame Pompadour. These are all Peggy Nisbet dolls. Of course, she's got a blue bow on. Um, beautiful, beautiful poofy dress. It's 2 layers. It's got another dress with ruffles on it and a hoop skirt underneath to keep it out. Some lace on her sleeve. But here, I'll just put my finger over that. She's got, of course, a blue purse, wouldn't you know? Um, but my green holly leaf is showing, isn't it? Anyway, she was the original big hair chick. Lots and lots and lots of hair. She's from France. Well, she's actually made in England, but Madame Pompadour, I believe, was one of the courtiers in France. She might have been very good friends with, let's see, 1764. Let's go back and check Marie Antoinette. 64, and she died in 93, 1793, 1764. Nah, maybe they weren't good friends, but looks like Marie Antoinette kind of stole a little bit of the hairdo here from Madame Pompadour. Madame Pompadour. So now I can't find Diana, but Charles. And guess what color he's wearing too? He's wearing blue, very dark blue. This is what he was wearing. It's supposed to be a replica of his wedding day. Have to puff my ears out a little bit. He's got his sword, very detailed with all of the medals and the epaulettes and all of his little military piping and his hat with his great big high collar. Maybe that's why he never smiled. He was looking a little stuffy, a little stuffy. No, I don't have the Camilla doll, and I don't plan on getting the Camilla doll. Enough said. Anyway, Charles, and I will tell you a story. I was visiting my friend in London, having a wonderful time with my beautiful, beautiful friend Robert and Lady Diana at that time. She and Prince Charles announced their engagement while I was in London. Could not have been more excited. You would swear that I was British because I'd always loved Lady Di. And then she was going to become a queen. We better get moving here because I know some of you need to get to bed. Here's a little guy, and goodness gracious, he's wearing red. I think he's a junior. And of course, does anybody know the name? Not the Swiss guards. The Swiss guards, they guard the Pope. This is a beefeater. Looks like a little young beefeater. Not quite a Halloween costume, but this is a young beefeater. I don't know where my old guy beefeater is, but this is the outfit they wear. I believe that the beefeaters kind of guard the Tower of London. They're part of the Queen's entourage that keeps her safe. I think they guard jewels. I think we saw some beefeaters at the Tower of London long time ago. But I don't have any of those, the guys with the big poofy hats, you know, that wear that little strap, kind of like you can't get them to smile no matter what you do when you're hanging out at the palace. Across those guard guys, I don't know what they're called. But wherever there's a beefeater, our beautiful Queen Elizabeth. And I will tell you, she's not always been my favorite, but when it comes down to it, as far as royalty goes, she has really maintained the dignity, the grace, and the decorum of her position. And I've got to give her credit that she really has led that family, not always doing what I would like her to do, but I'm not royalty. So she's got this very long robe, train, and I believe that this is her coronation outfit. I think the little bead might have come down, and she's got the orb. It's just kind of tied to her arm. And she's got I know you're all there giving me the scepter. Is it the scepter? The orb and the scepter. I'm sure this is just kind of a makeshift replica of it with the big diamond on it and the cross. But she's got the ermine. I don't know if you can see the ermine in her fur, and a beautiful gold dress. I think she was in her very early 20s when she became queen. But these are the state robes. Lovely, lovely woman. I would have liked it a little if she would have gotten along better with Diana. That's really my beef. But Anyway, on her robes, and I don't know if this will show up very well, is, well, it's ER2. Elizabeth Regina, I think that's what it is. Anyway, Queen Elizabeth II, because Queen Elizabeth I is not here today. But anyway, you can see how long that train is. It's got to be a good 18, 20 inches long. Beautiful, beautiful Queen Elizabeth. God save the Queen. God bless the Queen. God save the Queen. Looks like she needs some new pantyhose. The Queen, she should be able to afford her pantyhose. I know our time is coming to a close, but I wanted to show you. And these gals are still in the box. And these are the Franklin Mint dolls. I, again, am still a humongous, as I said, a Diana freak. But this is Diana in her blue suit with her big blue hat. And it comes with like an insert. Looks like she had kind of big feet. But it's got the pearl necklace and the pearl earrings are in here. And it's a big kind of a, the hat looks like she'd be going to a polo match or the, that big horse race. I'm tired. Oh, all these dollies, all these memories. The Run for the Roses in Tennessee. She would have done well at that. But she is still in the box. Franklin Mint, Princess Diana portrait doll, the People's Princess. Well, I'm a people, so she was my princess. And lastly, I'm going to show you, and I have two of these. Believe it or not, I have two of these. And this is, now her crown is way down here in the box. It's beautiful crown. I don't think it's one she wore when she got married, but this is her in the dress with all the pearls on it, with kind of the Elvis influence collar. She needs her hair brushed back a smidge, but there's our shy die. And it came with some extra beads, came with the white rose. I don't know if you can see that in the picture, but anyway, she's got the clutch purse and the, I'm trying to find a way that you can see it. And no, I'm not taking it out of the box. I'm sorry. Clutch purse and the rose. She's in white pearlized shoes. She's got the crown. She's never been hugged or loved on, but I love our princess so very much. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? And I think all of us, everybody who loves dolls, has their favorite dolls, has their favorite stories about their dolls, the times that they shared, how they got their dolls, where they were, how much they loved them, where they placed them. Our dolls really become a part of our heart. They can never replace our loved ones, but our dolls really do become part of our lives. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me, for listening to my stories, to sharing my dolls with me, to being there and just being a person who loves dolls. I'd like to share a funny story with you. We all have funny stories about things we did with our dollies. I think you'll like this one. When I was very little, I think I was 5, my mother brought my baby brother home. And taught me for the next 3 months, she taught me all about baptism and baptizing the baby and the oil and the water and the significance of godparents. And we would get very excited because we were going to take the baby to the church and baptize him. And my mother found me that next week in the bathtub, I guess pretending I was a priest with my dollies in the bathtub. And my mother came running and she said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you want my baby brother to go to heaven. I want my dollies to be in heaven with me too, Mommy. So I baptized them." I didn't know you needed to be ordained to baptize somebody. And Chatty Cathy and I never had another tea party. Well, we had another tea party, only she didn't say much after she'd been baptized. But I'm pretty sure she's in heaven now, and she might have gotten her talk box and her pull string back. I thought you'd enjoy that story. Well, I think Grandma's got the cocoa ready. So I'm going to go join Grandpa and Grandma for some gingerbread cookies and some hot cocoa right now. You have a wonderful time. Take care of your dollies and always give them a big hug. Merry Christmas.